So, hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A very good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to the 586th meeting of Medley Toastmasters Club. I am Abhimanyu. I am Sergeant and Arms for Medley Toastmasters Club. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member gets an opportunity to improve communication and leadership skills, which in turn boosts self-confidence and personal growth. And in every Toastmasters meeting, we follow three ground rules. And first, please maintain silence throughout the meeting. And if you are not talking, put yourself on mute. And since it's an online meeting, kindly turn off the video when moving. Second, please avoid taboo topics such as sex, religion, and politics. And rule number three, please do join the meeting in formal attire. And with this, over to the presiding officer, DDM Thomas Abraham, who is a former senior vice president, corporate communication with the Hinduja Group. Thomas combined words, voice, photography, and design. A proud Medallion since January 2015, he is a past PR manager of District 82. With this, over to you, Thomas Abraham. Stage all yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abhinav Gupta. With the sound of this imaginary gavel, I declare open meeting number 586. Good afternoon. Welcome all my friends to this meeting. We have some special event today, so therefore we will be at most efficient as we were last week. My compliments once again to the crew of the last meeting. Let's repeat that same efficient meeting today also. Quickly, I came across this little thing, and before it reaches you directly, let me share this little information with you. John McDonald is a photographer with CNN. One day he got a call saying that there's a fire in the suburbs. Go rush. So he rushed. He was asked to go to the airport, a small airport, like America has airports all over, right? So he went there, and sure enough, he showed his pass, and he was allowed to take his car. Not his car. He was taken to beyond the apron near where the two-engine plane was ready to take off. He got in, said, "Let's go," and he said, "Move south, go fly low. There's a fire there." So the pilot said, "Fine." Then the pilot asked, "You are John, right?" He said, "Yes, I am John McDonald. I'm the CNN reporter, photographer." "Oh, you are not John, my flight supervisor." Point is, friends, when in doubt, ask questions. And your opportunity to ask questions will come at the business session at the end of the day, where you will see the results, the financial results of the last term. So don't hesitate, better to ask questions and be clear. Since there is such an event happening, I will quicken the session, progression, and will call the TMOD to take things forward. Today's TMOD, you have seen him in action. I've worked closely with him. He's an ideas man. He believes in crisp, neat visuals and correct contents. He is a global offering manager with Honeywell. Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan has already distinguished himself with his putting up the hand when things are in trouble. So he is, again, you will see him in a major role in this term itself. I will keep the suspense for the time being, but request him to take things forward as the TMOD of the day. Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, for a warm introduction. I welcome you all to the Medley Toastmasters online session. It is going to be an exciting session today, not just because I'm playing this role. Today we have great speakers and experienced role players. So for the benefit of guests, in today's meeting, we are going to have three segments. One, prepared speeches. Segment number two, table topic session. Segment three, general evaluation. Today's theme is something very special. Secrets of water. We all know that water is the most commonly used but least understood. 70% of Earth's surface is covered by water. About 60% of our human body weight is water. Water helps transport nutrients. It removes waste from the body and regulate the body temperature. Water is so essential for the brain. Many studies have shown that a mere reduction of just 2% body fluid due to dehydration, it just not only reduces the physical performance, but also causes a decline in the mental functionality. Oh my God. So if you find difficulty in thinking or focusing on something, it's probably nothing but time for a water break. So if you need a break for water, take some 2-3 seconds and then have a glass of water before we continue the session. So as I mentioned, we have 3 segments. To facilitate the general evaluation, today we have a general evaluator, DTM Guru Prasad. He came to Chennai in the year 1985 for an NCC camp. City was going through a very acute shortage, water shortage. In the camp, there was held in a school at Ambattur. They've given only one mug of water in the morning to be used for all morning needs. Lots of lessons he has gone through, and then survival through a crisis. He really thanked the NCC and Chennai typically water issues. So I welcome now DTM Guru Prasad to introduce his team. Over to Guru Prasad.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters of the day. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to the meeting. I will be playing the role of general evaluator. So to say, we are going to have a team secretly observing whatever is happening in the meeting, both actively as well as passively. We are going to reveal the results of our secret observation in the end and tell you how well the meeting went on. What are the things we learned from this meeting? What are the things we would like to suggest for improving this meeting? I'm also going to share our opinion with you and get feedback from you. For doing this, I'm supported by a good team of Toastmasters, both on direct and active evaluation of the speeches and the members' performance, as well as a team called TAG, Timer, Accountant, and Grammarian team, who are going to observe the entire meeting from end to end, give their feedback from 3 different perspectives. I would like to invite my tag team. The specific evaluators will be invited during the evaluation session. I would like to first invite my tag team, who will explain to you what is the secret behind their role today and how are going to perform it. To begin with, I would like to invite Time Toastmaster Mohana Sundram.
Hello Toastmasters and respected DTMs and welcome guests. Good afternoon. As a timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches and the evaluators. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using a green, yellow and red cards, which denotes a specific time they have remaining. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise a green card. At 1 second, I will raise a yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise a red card. For the icebreaker speech, should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will raise a green card. At 5 minutes, I will raise a yellow card. At 6 minutes, I will raise a red card. Most of the speeches should be in 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise a green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise a yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will raise a red card. The individual evaluators should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise a green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise a yellow card. At 3 minutes, I will raise a red card. Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Timer. So to all the speakers who are going to be evaluated at the time, I have a small request. Whenever you are about to begin your speech, whether you be the project speaker or the table topic speaker, you just go to Toastmaster Mohana Sundram's video, click on the 3 dots and click a small menu item called the pin video. So you'll get Mohana Sundram in your full screen and you'll be able to easily observe whenever he is showing green, amber or red card. Don't forget to unpin him after your speech so that you can enjoy the rest of the meeting. I hope that's clear after weeks and weeks of experience. However, I feel it's my duty to elaborate on this. Next is a very interesting role called R counter, which is very unique to the Toastmaster formula. I would like to invite Toastmaster Sundaresh and elaborate his role and the secret behind the role in this meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Sundaresh.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, especially General Evaluator Guru Prasad. My role is, today I'm playing the role of accounter, and I'll be noting down the ums, well, so, like, but, and especially the repetition of words also. And at the end, I'll be submitting my report, accounter's report, to the General Evaluator or to General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sundaresan. Now, moving on to the third role of evaluation team, which is grammarian, the person who's, I still remember a Toastmaster long back calling herself as a language scientist for this role, who will be observing the language used by the speakers, the good usages, other stuff. She'll be explaining her role in detail. I invite Toastmaster Priyadarshini, who will be the grammarian for today's meeting.
Good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today as a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay a close attention to all speakers, make note of their good usage of language. It may be quotes, thoughts, or even some outstanding words. As a grammarian, it's also my responsibility to see that there are no misuse of this language. I'm sorry for this. And as a grammarian, today I have to share a word of the day. So I'll be sharing my screen. Yes, word of the day is mystic. Yes, as we say, mystical, mystic. And what is the meaning? It's relating to a supernatural occurrences, and it gives a sense of fascination or awe factor when we use this mystic. To simplify this, I have an example before you all. Watching the sunrise over the mountain was an almost mystical experience. The old lady is mystic. So let's not forget to use this word of the day, mystic. I'll be giving my report at the end of this meeting. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, tag team. So this will finally, it will be me, the General Evaluator, watching every move of this meeting along with my mystic team. And of course, a small side of musical disturbance we had will also be noted down when I'm giving my final General Evaluator's report. Please make sure that you are attentive. All non-performers are on mute and let the performers do their best in today's meeting. Let us start enjoying this meeting and end up with a mystical experience. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Guru. Thank you, General Evaluator Guru. We all know that we need to drink minimum 8 glasses of water a day. Although it's not scientifically proven, but that's a guideline being given. But how do we know consciously, are we taking sufficient water every day per day? So I would request, at least through this meeting, online meeting, the best practices can be shared. Can you put in your chat window, how do you know that you are drinking at least 8 glasses of water? Are you tracking something, or what way you ensure that you drink 8 glasses minimum of water? So please put your thoughts in the chat window without disturbing the speaker. We would like to see the best practices around there should be some key takeaway from the end of the meeting. So now we are starting the segment 1, prepared speeches. Our first speaker is Atisha Jain, who is giving his icebreaker speech. I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Darbeneswar, to read out the speech objective.
Thank you, Modi Ramesh, for giving this opportunity. So Atisha is going to start his first speech or the first journey of Toastmasters with his icebreaker. The main purpose of this speech is to introduce himself to the club and also learn the basic structure of the speech. All the best, Atisha. All the best forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishwar. Before I call Atisha to introduce him, what I understand from the theme, related to the theme, He feels that water symbolizes fluidity and abundance. It is present everywhere. It is a source of life for millions of creatures. Yet, it is fluid and one of the easiest to form to change and adapt. Atisha, that speech title is My Story with the Podium. My Story with the Podium, Atisha.
Thank you, TMOD. A couple of checks before I begin. Is the audio clear?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just drop this mic and then tell me if the audio is clear. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Loud and clear? Okay, thank you. All right, I'll begin with my speech now. So, ladies and gentlemen, go back 10 years from today. Imagine yourself as a kid in 6th standard. The month is June. The inter-house cultural competitions are on, and you are the youngest participant in the English debate competition. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen at Medley. I am Atishay Jain, and today I'll take you through the journey of a sixth grade kid from stepping onto the podium for the first time to joining Medley Toastmasters Club at the age of 22. My name was called Atishay Jain, St. Paul's House, speaking against the motion. I walked onto the podium. My heart was racing, my fingers were cold, I could feel butterflies in my stomach. I had been preparing for this very day for the last 1 week. Countless practice sessions, countless rebuttal practices, countless hours of effort spent by my very kind house teacher. All of it just to get me prepared for this one day to speak on the mic. I walked to the podium. I began speaking. 1 minute gone. All good. Another minute gone. Everything going as planned so far. Amazing. But suddenly, the timer's warning bell rang and boom, blank. I could not think of anything. Nothing came to my mind. I stood there like a complete fool, mumbling or quiet. I don't even remember now. The final bell rang and I ran out straight out of the auditorium to the washroom. I was standing in front of the mirror. I felt like crying. But then I was a guy. I was not supposed to cry. I started washing my face. I could not be seen crying in a boys' school in front of other kids. What would they say about me? Then I don't know how long it was before I came out. I walked back to the auditorium and saw my house in charge standing outside. I couldn't meet her eyes. She patted on my shoulder and told me that I did good. She said I'll be her star speaker one day. Of course, that was a lie. She probably just didn't want to make me feel sad. She probably just didn't want to break a kid's heart, right? The rest of the day went by and I don't even remember how it went, to be honest. The next day at the morning assembly, I saw her approaching the stage with a file in her hands. I knew what was coming. So I sat there in the morning assembly. I felt the same way as yesterday. My heart racing, my fingers cold, again the same butterflies in my stomach. They began announcing the results. 3rd place, someone else. 2nd place, someone else again. 1st place, someone else, of course. What did you think? I did very bad. I was not about to win the 1st prize, right? This was not a movie story. Then that was the day I resolved, I will never take up the podium again. Today I look back and I chuckle at how wrong I was. When I graduated from my 10+2 in 2016, I was not that shy kid anymore. Over the years, I had learned to love speaking on the podium. I made mistakes in the beginning, but with constant support from seniors and mentors and my teachers, I got better and better. All of this was during my school days at St. Peter's College in my hometown, Agra. After that, after my schooling, I joined and enrolled myself in a Bachelor's of Computer Science Engineering program at Shiv Nadar University in Greater Noida. And ever since I enrolled there, I went on a sort of hiatus with my speaking. Today, I work as a data science and software engineer at Viasat in Chennai. Between 2016 to 2020, like I said, I was not speaking a lot. But now I plan to get back to where I left off in 2016. It is for this reason that I have joined the Medley Toastmasters Club, to find people, to find opportunity, and to find mentors. And thankfully, with the brilliant community that I see in all of you here at Medley, I believe I am at the right place. Thank you, Medlians, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you for lending me your time and support to a kid who began his journey with an incomplete speech. And I hope to learn, grow, and reach places I thought unreachable earlier during my time at this club. Thank you. Back to you, TM Modi.
Thank you, Atisha. Superb speech. I don't see it's like icebreaker. Your benchmark is so high, and you have landed in the right place, Medley Toastmasters family.
Yes, I believe
Our
so.
next speaker is Pavitra. I request our evaluator Toastmaster Saravanan to read out the speech objective.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Pavitra is giving her first speech on innovative planning, evaluation, and feedback. That is the first speech. There are two purposes for this speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Toastmaster Pavitra will engage us for 5 to 7 minutes. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saravanan. Before I call Pavitra, Pavitra feels that if there is one magic liquid, that is water. And she realized that the hard way after her health was affected. She drinks a lot of water is the first thing that she used to do every day morning. And she drink lots and lots of magic. She recommends everyone to drink this magic liquid to help keep our a healthy mind and body. So Pavitra, I would like to request Pavitra for her speech. Pavitra, after life or life after? After life or life after, Pavitra?
Thank you, TM Modi, for that introduction. Can you all hear me? Can I have a thumbs up? Perfect. All right. So how many of you have gone through grief or tragedy in your life and thought to yourself, why me of all the people in this world? Can I have a yes on the chat box or a thumbs up? Anything would work. Okay. So I can see a few thumbs up, so I'm not alone there then thinking this way. Okay. So if you all have felt this way, for those of you who showed me a thumbs up, this story that I'm going to tell you might put a gentle smile on your face and help you answer this question better next time. And for those of you who haven't gone through grief, this story can help you empathize with people who are going through grief. To say Tony is down the dumps is an understatement. Tony says whatever he wants and does whatever he feels like. He says when he gets done with all of this, he'll kill himself. He does not think about what is going to happen the next day. He drinks alcohol every night to numb his pain. But this was always not the case with Tony's life. A few years ago, Tony had all that a journalist would dream of. He had a life that any budding journalist would think of or dream of. Tony had a great wife called Lisa, and people were envious of these two people. Tony was the pillar of the newspaper called Tambury Gazette with his investigative pieces. Tony and Lisa had a loving German Shepherd dog called Brandy. What happened after this remains a blur. A few medical tests, some checkups, and Lisa is diagnosed with breast cancer. Tony tries to spend every minute possible with Lisa in the hospital. After a few months, Lisa passes away. Tony is devastated. He couldn't imagine life without her. Suddenly, he loses the reason to stay alive. Matt, Tony's brother-in-law, one day tells him, I understand that different people deal with loss in different ways. But Tony, if you don't put in the effort to get better, you wouldn't become happier. To this, Tony retorts and tells that, you know what will make me happy? It's Lisa being around, and I know that can't happen. Tony drinks every night and he watches the videos that his wife Lisa had made for him. It was a guide to life without Lisa, where she constantly insists Tony to move on in life and also to feed the dog without fail. A person who loves his life the most, these words of Lisa start to have a slow impact on Tony. Tony shows another side of his persona, a loving coworker and a loving son who visits his dad every day. His friends, relatives, and people around him help him get better. Tony starts to open up to new people as well. He meets a lady called Anne at the graveyard who tells Tony, "You know what, Tony? We're not here just for us. We're here for others as well." Tony recognizes that he can't care about the things that he actually cares about. And it hits him hard that he has to help the people who have helped him. Tony's life starts to get better, and he also starts to date a nurse whom he meets at his dad's old age home. When things start to get slightly better for Tony, his dad passes away. Tony is devastated again. One day, he loses it when he is drinking alcohol, and he tries to take sleeping pills to kill himself. The dog Brandy comes rushing from the other room, almost in tears, trying to tell Tony, "Please don't leave me alone in this world." At the same time, the doorbell also rings. When Tony glances through the glass, he sees the nurse standing at the other side of the door. Tony realizes that if he makes up his mind, there is definitely a brighter side to life. This story, ladies and gentlemen, is a beautiful story about grief, loss, depression, optimism, and how a person heals from a personal loss. Being someone who has faced a personal loss early in life, I've come to terms with the fact that suffering is natural and everybody goes through pain at some point in their life. But the beauty of life lies in itself. Be kind to people. You never know what battle a person is fighting. Also, this story teaches about the art of giving and how happiness is beautiful, whether it's yours or not. This is the story of a TV show on Netflix called Afterlife. So the next time when you ask yourself, why me, when you're faced with grief, tell yourself that the immediate reaction of any person to grief or personal loss is denial. It is difficult. It will be difficult. But there will be one day, definitely one day, when the pain will reduce and you will start to see the joys in life. Grief will be replaced by gratitude slowly. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, when life takes a turn, hope is everything. Be strong. Everybody is struggling, but it's not always their fault. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Pavitra, for your motivational speech. Wow. Our next speaker, third speaker, is Toastmaster Raghunath. I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Jagan, to read out the speech objective.
Thank you, Ramesh. Toastmaster Raghu is delivering his level 1 project 3. The path is effective coaching. The name of the project is research and presenting. The purpose of the project is for the member to learn or review the basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. The timer, please note, the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Ramesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jahan. Toastmaster Raghunath believes that water is the best example of how you need to adapt to circumstances in your life. When you pour water in a cup, it becomes the cup. When you pour water in a bottle, it becomes the bottle. Nature teaches you in every aspect. So he believes strongly that the water adapts to circumstances in everyday's life. So I'll call Raghunath. The speech title is, Can Your Thoughts Help You Cure? Raghunath, can your thoughts help you cure? Can your thoughts help you cure? Raghunath.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. It's a scientific fact that hormones of stress downgrade genes and create disease which has a very long-term effects. Human being, because of the size of rational and thinking brain called neocortex, can turn on these stress responses just by a thought alone. Neocortex, which is somewhere in the middle of the brain, is just the size of 0.5 mm, and it's involved in higher functions such as sensory perception, spatial rationing, conscious thought, and even language. Like you think about a problem, this neocortex turns on a hormone called cortisol, which is a chemical. Cortisol is very important for your health, but too much of it can wreak havoc on your body and cause several unwanted symptoms. It means that our thoughts could make us sick. So, if our thoughts could make us sick, then our thoughts could also make us well, or rather healthy. The answer is absolutely yes. It's talked by Dr. Joe Dispenza, a very famous scientist who works on the field of neuroscience, epigenetics, and quantum physics. He says it is possible. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. When I have to explain you how a thought can influence you, I need to explain you first about habits. And what is a habit? Habit is a redundant set of like automatic, maybe unconscious thoughts or behavior or emotions that's acquired over through repetitions, which means when you have done something so many times, your body knows how to do it better than your mind. So how you think and how you feel creates your state of being, which is then primarily linked to your past experience. That's connected to people or places that you have met in the past. And each one of these memories has emotions, which is an end product of these past experience. This familiar past will sooner or later be your predictable future, which means actually creating or repeating the same life what you have gone through. For example, let me share some random routine, and I'm sure most of you could be relating to that. Say early morning, get out of the bed from the same side, brush, have a shower, dress up and go to office. Or some people even grab their cell phone immediately after they get up, check their WhatsApp messages, Facebook, sometimes take a picture of their feet every day, post it on Facebook or Instagram. They do the same things, meet same set of people. So these routine activities make them feel really connected to, which is known in their past life. But with that, they have lost their free will to a programmed life. And then when it comes to the time to change, it becomes very difficult because this program has become part of your subconscious mind. In his book, You Are the Placebo, Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that, please listen carefully, that 95% of who we are by the time we are 30 or 35 years of age is a memorized set of behaviors and emotional reactions, conscious habits, beliefs, and perception from our past life that functions like a computer program. So with this balance 5% of your conscious thing, and if you would decide or you want to be happy, say healthy, etc., you'll really find it difficult because your body is in a whole state of a different program. So to overcome this state, you have to go beyond your analytical mind, which separates your conscious mind from your unconscious mind. So what is one of the best solutions that has been proved and practiced world across in many hospitals is nothing but the meditations which has originated from India. Meditation actually helps or teach people through practices how to change your brain waves and make some important changes. The most common change associated with meditation is the mindfulness, like it becoming more aware of what or how you think. So let us do a simple demonstration together for say minute. It's not going to be mystic though. So let me request everyone, please sit straight and close your eyes, except the timer. Bring your attention, hope everyone has closed your eyes. Bring your attention to the tip of your nose. Start watching your breath. You know, that sense of it coming in and out of your nostrils. Take that full in breath and full out breath. Concentrate on the tip of your nose. Gently restart again. If you've done it again, please do it once more. Concentrate on the tip of your nose. Close your eyes. If you find your mind wandering, bring it back again and start watching your breath again. Now you can open your eyes. Did anybody notice your mind wandering? Did anyone bring it back? You should not be worried. See, in the beginning, it's not important for your mind to keep in focus, but bringing it back from your mind's wandering thought is something which we need to practice. According to Daniel Goleman, an internationally known psychologist and a science journalist, thoughts are the language of the brain and feelings are the language of the body. How you think and feel creates your state of being. Through practicing analytical meditation, it becomes possible to distinguish the thoughts from the thinker and to gradually bring about a more present, accepting, control state of mind. Practice meditation under the guidance of good teachers and you will see the benefit. Over to you, T. Modi.
Thank you, Raghunath. Thank you for sharing the wonderful experience of meditation. Now that we'll move on to the next interesting segment of Toastmasters session. Before I call Table Topics Master, I just wanted to share a few things about the theme, whatever we are discussing now. I really thank some of the participants have given the feedback or they share their views of how they practice by ensuring they drink enough water. So there are a few best practices like, how often and how much water should you drink at a time? So there are some practices like, we need to go in for at least half glass or 1 glass of water every hour to keep ourselves hydrated. In fact, the very first start your day by drinking large glasses of water immediately after waking up. And that particular water should be a warm water. There are good things in having a warm water in the very first beginning of every day. And this helps activate the internal organs and also stimulate proper bowel movement. So now that I would like to call the most awaiting segment after a Saturday afternoon, we did a meditation. Now my mentor, DTM Sampath, is going to awaken the giants from everyone. And as per him, the water, the secrets of water, the theme. As per principles of physics and chemistry, water has no business to be a liquid. That's what he feels, and he proves that it should be a gas. Water should be a gas. That is what his way of looking at. Because of hydrogen bonding, it loses its volatility. So that is how he gives a metaphor that every humans, we also observe that we lose our volatility due to bonding. So with this note, I request DTM Sampath to proceed with the table topics segment.
Good afternoon, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So we have come to table topics. Here I'll give a topic. You try to understand the main force of the topic, identify 1 or 2 keywords that may be present in the topic and try to address them. It's nothing difficult. You can do it in your own style. I would request everyone to be alert and quickly respond when I call a name. Can I first start with what India has given as a starting sound for the universe? Toastmaster Pranav. Are you there? Toastmaster Pranav, are you there?
Seems like he's not there.
Okay. So we will not all start with warm, but we can become auspicious by calling Toastmaster Kalyan. Kalyan is very much here, I can see him. So I'm going to ask him a very tough question. Who is your favorite sports person? Toastmaster Kalyan. Describe.
First of all, because 3 pages which I don't read in Hindu or anything is the sports page. It's clueless. If you ask me how, I mean, I'm not exaggerating. I don't watch cricket. I don't watch any sports. I've got nothing to do with sports. A person like me, if you ask me who is the best, I mean, the person who likes in sports, I'm clueless. But as this being a topic, I'll just recall an instance. Okay, not necessarily a favorite person. When in college, we all have developed few likings towards people, liking towards sports and everything. College is when I studied college is when tennis became a very sensation. After Steffi Graf and another person, I don't remember her name. I don't follow sports. And these 2 people came. Everybody started playing tennis. Everybody started moving to tennis. Tennis took a very different shape in India. Tennis became a very reachable game to everybody, because there used to be a time where few games are only for people who are rich and elite, and that way tennis used to be one of the things. Now from these people broke out, and then tennis became a very different game. In that way, if you look at it, I will always say Steffi Graf will be my favorite sports person. Go to the Peki Master.
Thank you, Kalyan. I thought only Andre Agassi was stumped by Steffi's Graf, but Kalyan also was, it seems. Now, can I call Toastmaster Rohit? Toastmaster Rohit.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Okay, I will ask you a question, a very simple family question. Which is better to have, an elder sister or a younger sister, and why? Which is better to have, an elder sister or a younger sister, and why? Toastmaster Rohit.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this nice family question, which I haven't been asked before. Very good afternoon to fellow Toastmasters. If you ask me which is better, elder sister, younger sister, I think either one of them will do, because I'm the only son. So either one of them will do for the time being. For my parents, I think any one of them would do. So it doesn't matter whether it is an elder sister or a younger sister. It is about the joy and the affection that they emanate in the family and they bring into the family. I think that's what matters. So whoever it is, they do play a very important role in our family life, be it a younger sister or a elder sister. The way they gel in the family and how they bring the family together on occasions, and how they keep everybody together, and the joys and the smiles they bring within the family. Doesn't matter whoever it is, they are a great value in the family, and they always bring in something different and very important in the family. So it doesn't matter who it is, both are important. So I would conclude that it is what they bring into the family matters than who it is. Thank you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Rohit has not answered the question squarely, but this is the season of all pass, so no problem for him. So can I next have Toastmaster Sampath, my namesake. Toastmaster Sampath there.
Hi, sir. Yeah, I'm here.
Very good. How are you?
Thank you, sir. I'm fine. Thank you
Can
so much.
you describe one good point and one bad point about WhatsApp? Can you describe one good point and one bad point about WhatsApp? Toastmaster Sampath.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Good evening to everyone. One good point about WhatsApp. Since, as you all know, I am in Singapore currently, so I am staying alone. My family is staying in Chennai. So the WhatsApp is a predominant media for me to communicate to my family, to talk to my wife, to talk to my daughter and my son. So always we go on video call to discuss about all this. Actually, I live a life through WhatsApp video call. That's a good about WhatsApp. I feel I considerably giving me a good amount of happiness in WhatsApp. The bad thing is about, definitely there are a lot of bad things. Everywhere in all social media, there are good things and bad things, especially in WhatsApp. There are a lot of bad things, like whenever there is a notification on WhatsApp, my mind immediately intend to see that what's the message. It could be almost 90% of the message and photos, or like all the good morning messages, all the same, like, I mean, it's not going to be useful for my day-to-day life, but still, we always get the notifications whenever the alert comes. Immediately, my mind tend to that to see what is happening, what is that. That's a bad thing about. I always considerable, like, there are mix and match, but still I considerable this good part. I always take care of the good part. Definitely, WhatsApp will be useful to my, especially to my people like me, whoever are living alone in other countries. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Over to you.
Thank you very much. My good friend Toastmaster Venkatesan, who is a regular in table topic, is he here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go
How
ahead.
are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir. What about you, sir?
I'm fine too. See, I got a very tricky question, but not a mistake question, but a tricky one. What do you think about Fair and Lovely advertisement? What do you think about Fair and Lovely advertisement? Toastmaster Venkatesan.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. In my profession as a trademark agent, I can think of Fair and Lovely tagline and in cosmetics is a very good valid trademark. In my personal life, Fair and Lovely is depends upon each and every person's mind. The black person will think that if they will apply for 3 months, they will be white. Not, that is not. God made us black and white, the discrimination. Nothing wrong on it. As per scientific reasons, black people's skin is protecting from other diseases, major diseases. They used to say that. As a dermatologist, they used to say that white skin, they will have rashes and other things immediately. For them, also, that is also curable. But according to me, all these things, Fair and Lovely, like they used to advertise about the green tea to reduce the body weight. There is no differentiate between green tea. I went and inquired Kannan Devan Tea Company some 5 years back in Kunnur. They showed me how the tea is processing. All are leaves only. Nothing called that if you drink green tea, green leaf tea with a lemon, your body weight will be reduced. These things are, they are like the previous Toastmaster was talking about in the Facebook. His mind wants to read that some other thing. Whenever he wants to see any messages, immediately he want to read that. They are making a hype. All these advertisements are bogus, according to me. Thank you for the next topic. Over to the table topic, Master.
Thank you very much. You have been very fair about the advertisement, because I have the habit of always finding fault with advertisements.
And he is a lovely person.
Next, may I inquire whether Lakshmi Ramesh, guest Lakshmi Ramesh, is there?
Yes, I'm available, sir. How are you, sir?
I am fine. You are ex-member, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, how are you now?
Yeah, doing good, sir.
See, I am saying Are you able to listen? There's some
Yes,
other.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm
I'm
listening.
saying that all roadside eateries and chat shops should be banned. I am saying all roadside eateries and chat shops should be banned. What do you say?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Future
Thanks
Toastmaster.
for yeah. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. See, according to me, actually, even though the few very poor families are living with these shops, but it has to be hygienic. Hygienic. It should not impact the health of the people who are eating from their roadside eateries. Yeah, but still, many of the actually the most of the people who are moved in the sense for working to work. Those who have moved from city to city, so they have to eat the roadside food. They don't have any other choices. If they go for hotel or something, it is very costly. They could not afford. So this is the only way where they can eat and save at least some money. So that is the eateries or this roadside eateries are not. They know that actually each and everyone knows that these food are not hygienic and it is good for health, but still they prefer to eat in road shops only because of this. So if they spend money in the hotels or something, definitely they could not. They have to spend all their salary, whatever they earn in the city. So even according to me, it has to be hygienic, and if it is neat and good or something, we can retain. Otherwise, it has to be banned. Even if you see few shops, actually they have kept next to the dustbin, the roadside dustbin. So definitely the mosquitoes, the insects would come sit on the food, and even they are not closing the food or something. They are preparing there and they are serving to the people. It is hygienic. The people can eat and eat. That is what my conclusion. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you. So your choice is whether it is health or money. Next is Toastmaster Pranav available now? Okay.
No, sir.
Mr. Gopinath, are you available?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Gopinath, how are you? Are you a Toastmaster?
Today is my first session, sir. So,
Very good. You are a future Toastmaster.
yes, sir. Thank you.
So, what is your qualification, educational qualification?
Engineering, sir.
Okay. So, the question for you is this. Honestly, do you think formal education has done you good? Honestly, do you think your formal education has done you good? Mr. Gopinath.
So, formal education in the sense, what do you mean by formal education?
Formal education is all your schooling and college and university degree, everything, whichever you have gone through.
Okay. So, according to me, my schooling and college, I can say only I did, 60%, because, when I am studying in schooling and colleges, that time I was pushed to clear the examination, and I was pushed to get the marks, and I was not sure about the value of the education. So during my educations, I was I thought that I need to study well and I need to clear the exams. So that was my thought. But because of the having a good education, so what are all the value to it that I was not aware. So because of that, I can say only 60%. I did. I did the schoolings and colleges well, and remaining 40% I wasted. So if I have if I would have spent nearly 80 to 90 percentage, then by this time I would have gained a more value into it. So since I was not aware, I started learning now, and I am trying to do my level best. So Toastmasters is the my I'm thinking it is a schooling days, so I will use it my level best. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Have you got a job?
Yeah, yes, sir. So I have
To
a
that extent, it has helped you, I should say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Can I have Mr. Sriram?
Yes,
Guest
I'm
Sriram.
available. Hi. Hello.
Yeah. How are you today?
I'm fine. How about you?
Not too bad.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Are you a voracious reader?
Sir, I could not hear you. There was some
Do you read
voice
books a lot?
I read books, but predominantly Tamil books, which I love font to read.
Okay, there are very good Tamil books. In fact, I read a lot of Tamil books too. Okay,
Right.
tell us about a book that changed your life or influenced you to a large extent. Tell us about a book that changed your life or influenced you to a large extent. Mr. Sriram.
Yeah, thanks. That's it. I should thank Mr. Shankar, who has actually asked me to join this program. My sincere thanks to him as well as to the people who are on the board. I recently read a book during the lockdown, a book called Ponniyin Selvan, which runs about 1,200 300 pages again, which really narrates about the life earlier those people, the earlier Chola people have lived, and the way they have in fact capsulated the way how the people have to live or demonstrate the values, how the leadership qualities is about, and what is the vision about the king, who wants to aspire to be the king. So those were the kings. I mean, those were the leaders where we never seen in the life recently. We would definitely want to see that again. People like Raja Rajan. So those were that book actually been the real inspiration, and some of the quotes which in your earlier questions you asked somebody about which sister you would definitely prefer, either elder or younger. So I just want to take the anecdotes of that particular character, which is actually stimulate Rajarajan to be the better king than anyone else in the dynasty. So that is Kundavai. So that would be given option or given the question back to me about that, I would definitely prefer elder sister, she actually drives you to the extent where you want to be, and she can directs you in a much better way than the younger one. So those are all the books, the least which I could take it from the books. And I thank the opportunity given to me.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster Zakir. How are
Yes,
you?
sir. I am good, sir.
So I am going to ask a very technical question related to today's theme. Is RO water, reverse osmosis water, good or bad for us? Is RO water good or bad for us? Toastmaster Zakir.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for the topic. It's a more relevant topic of today because water is a more essential thing which we need for each and every walks of our life. And when we consider about the RO, I have an opinion. RO water is not a good quality water because we reduce a lot of things and we waste a lot of water to get a bucket of water. So RO water process itself, it's a bigger process, a cumbersome process, the scarcity of water. I personally believe that RO water should not be a right process and water I feel. Regular water with whatever we get from the corporation or from the bores, we can distill it and we can heat it and reheat it and keep it and drink it. That's what I think. RO somehow maybe the good process for a processing industry or for the bottlers who are making the cokes and other kind of soft drinks. As far as the consumer or the people consumption, ROI is not a that good thing, I feel, because the need of water is more. The water availability is very less. The quantity is less. So we waste more for getting water. We are wasting one packet of water. We are wasting 10 buckets of water in the RO process. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Zakir. Next,
Thank
I
you,
would
sir.
like to call DTM Suganti if she is here. Is she doing any role today?
Sir, I'll take up the table topic, sir.
Okay.
Nonsense. What is it?
I am giving you a very nice topic.
Kind of you, sir.
Short one. Forgive, but don't forget. Forgive, but don't forget. This is the topic for you.
Thank you, Sampath sir, for the very interesting topic. Forgive but do not forget is, in fact, I would say one of my mottos in life. Although sometimes I neither forget not forgive. In today's world, many of us, we talk about peace. We read a lot of self-management books about how to get peace. We listen to a lot of YouTube videos. We, in fact, go get ourselves enrolled in enchanting courses and stuff like that. At the end of the day, when people ask why we are doing so many things, at the end of it, we just say, I want to live a peaceful life. And by peace, I would always say that when there is anger within a person, that person tends to lose peace. For example,
Call whom you are telling.
if we assign a work to our team member, it's not performed to our satisfaction, we get angry with them and we carry that anger even after we have successfully completed the task. At home, sometimes we pick up a fight with our family members, and for no good reason, we keep talking about that fight. So in life, after having been in Toastmasters, after having been in professional life, I think it is for our own sake. It does a lot of good to forgive that person, to forgive that deed and move on, because our happiness matters most than anything else on earth. So tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to go to a book or a YouTube video or anything on earth to find peace, is very much within ourselves. If we learn to forgive, but sometimes let's not forget, because we also have to learn our lessons and not keep forgiving people when they keep repeating the mistakes. So go ahead, let peace come into your life by forgiving and not forgetting. Over to DTM Sampath sir.
Thank you very much. I'm also on your side, because you should not forget. You should keep the file open for future. You never know. Who else is that? Mr. Raghav. Are you there, Mr. Raghav?
Hi, this is Venkat Session. I have logged in on my son's Zoom ID, so it shows Raghav Aditya Venkat Session. I'm Venkat Session.
Are you a member?
No, I'm the guest today.
Okay. Welcome you to Medley.
Thank you.
Follow your passion, they say. You, from your voice, I think you are a little bit elderly, not very young, but I'm deliberately asking the question for you.
Okay. Since
Follow your passion, they say. Is it possible for teenagers to do it? Follow your passion. They say, is it possible for Indian teenagers to do it? Mr.
Okay, yes. Venkat Session.
Venkat Session.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Since you said about my age, I just switched on my video. Okay, hi everyone. Okay, so my elder son is around 12 years old. Yeah, as you said, I'm almost old, I would say. Okay, regarding the topic, follow your passion. So it is important for everyone, irrespective of their ages, whether you are in schooling age or the teenager or the elder one. But as I grow older, I feel, and I think everyone here feel that you should have followed your passion from your young age. So that's one of the things which I insist on my sons as well. So they should follow their passion from this age. Though, as you said, Indian teenagers come up in their life in a different lifestyle with different income level and the family circumstances. It is pretty difficult for most of the youngsters, but almost all of them miss this opportunity. Some of them could have lived that way, but most of them, they miss this because they were not taught in that way. So I could relate this to your the other question about the formal education. So our system of education does not give you that opportunity or make you to learn in that way. But I would say that all teenagers, irrespective of whether you are from India or however the household and the lifestyle are, you should follow your passion from your teenage life itself. So that would make your life meaningful and the outcome of your job or the profession much more meaningful than what you do without following your passion. Yeah, that's my thought on this. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Your son is knocking at the teenage now, so you'll
Yeah.
have ample opportunity in life to test your hypothesis. Is Dinesh, Toastmaster Dinesh having any role today?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
Okay, then you are my next speaker. Toastmaster Dinesh, who is your role model speaker? Don't tell my name, don't embarrass me. Who is your role model speaker? Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you, Sampath sir, for the brilliant topic. If I have to name one, there are so many speakers like you in Medley Toastmasters Club, so I don't want to pinpoint a particular person. But as far as I have seen, I have the speakers I have seen, and are some of them may be political, so I don't want to mention them. But there are some social speakers and all. For example, like the way Abdul Kalam when he speaks, he always speaks with his conscience, even though he doesn't get the right words to what he says in English. He always speaks in his heart. He doesn't speak through his words. So that is something which I really admire him, and I still remember each and every word he spoke when he attended a school centenary day celebration in the year 2008. That is the impact that such a person has. Even though he spoke for like half an hour, I could remember so vividly about the experience that Abdul Kalam bestowed upon us. And also, there are others, as I said already, other speakers also, but many of them are very political. So that's what I think. If you are becoming a better speaker, I think you can come through politics and you can literally, cheat a wife people away. So yeah, I would thank you, and over to you, table topic master Sampath sir.
Thank you very much. Abdul Kalam is a very good choice. After finishing of launching rockets, he started launching the youth of India. So, Mr. Timer, do I have enough time for another 2, 3 or 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there any Toastmaster who is not having any role today? Mr. Saravanan, Toastmaster, do you have a role?
Is evaluator.
Okay,
if exhaust
no problem. Then I can disturb any of the speakers who are done with their speeches and they are relaxed now. Can I?
Please let's end with this.
End now or one more topic?
Okay.
Okay, if there is time is short because of other programs today, I thank all the speakers because they took it very sportively and they did a good job in my opinion. I would request the time maybe at a later stage to give the list of qualified TT speakers when the voting stage comes. Thank you very much and back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, DTM Sampath. We all know that while it's a good idea to drink a lot more water than the recommended intake for you, however, drinking too much of water can actually harm you. In Tamil, there is a proverb, Alavukku minjinal amudamum nanji. That means too much of anything is good for nothing. Just listen these words. Drinking about 6 liters of water at a stretch is sufficient for a normal human to die of water intoxication. So we need to be very careful in taking water as well. So now that we are getting into a third segment, evaluation, the most important segment in Toastmasters, it provides instantaneous feedback every end of the meeting, and it also gives the answers. After listening to all the speakers and then table topics, so what? What next? Those kind of questions, we will get an answer now. Now I'll hand over the stage back to General Evaluator DTM Guru Prasad.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. It was a really enjoyable day with a lot of good project speeches as well as very exciting table topic session about which I'll be giving my feedback in the end. Before we get into the overall feedback, let us start the formal evaluation session of today's meeting. One of the key agendas of any Toastmasters meeting is to listen to the evaluators who observe the project speeches and give their feedback. Taking cue from Toastmasters the day's elaboration on water, I also have a point to say here. Water is also a key evaluator of our lives. Water had been with us in this world even before all of us were created. Human beings or even living beings were created. Of course, the whole earth was formed with first fire and then became water. It changed its shapes into ice, into lakes, rivers. It formed islands. It formed various landmass and started giving its feedback based on various things that happened in the earth, based on how people started building the earth. They destroyed the forest, they industrialized, they started global warming. Accordingly, water started giving back things like El Nino, La Nina, your droughts, your floods, everything. So water is our master in teaching us how to observe and give feedback. We are getting into a fantastic feedback session now. 3 of the evaluators will be giving their opinion and comments on the speeches they listened from the specific project speakers. The opening evaluation will be done by Toastmaster Ishwar on the first speech. Toastmaster Ishwar, who's a researcher and expert in the area of learning and deep learning related to artificial intelligence and robotics, and also a passionate speaker who wants to become a humorous speaker in course of time or by practicing through Toastmasters. For him, water is simple. It's the best medicine to cure any disease. He has his own theories, and this is the secret he has identified in water as the best medicine for anything that would affect our lives. Over to you, Toastmaster Darbaraneshwar, for your feedback on the first speaker. Go ahead.
Thank you, Guru. Thank you for your warm welcome. So, coming to the evaluation of Toastmaster Atish's speech, I would simply add a factor called wow, or I would simply say wow to his entire speech. So, what's there in the wow? So, first W, that is what's in it? Yes, everything. An amazing start, a seamless flow of speech, a good command over the entire script, and the best part is the humor that he has induced in his speech with the story. That is not a humor which is artificially induced. It is there in the speech. For example, when we take specifically where he goes, he is about to get the first prize and he suddenly says that no, I am not the first prize. It's not a typical movie kind of thing. So that's where the situational humor that he induced in his speech, that is something out of the standards for icebreaker, and he brilliantly implemented in his speech. That's what's in it. And the second O in the wow factor is the opening, structure, and closure. There's a brilliant opening. That opening dragged everyone to the life of childhood. That opening is there. And structure. There's a good structure. He said, this is where I started, and that's where I failed, and so on, from transiting from the 6th standard to the 10th, 12th, and college. I slowly boosted up my confidence, and right now I am in Toastmasters. That's where it has a good structure. And finally, he closed the speech with the saying that I want to improve more, and that's where I am in this Medley community. And that's an amazing decision. and then entirely closes the speech. And this, all these are concurrent to the title. That is the way he chosen the title as well. So it's not just like he chose a script and he chose a title. Everything is related. Everything is concurrent to the way he has prepared the script and prepared everything. That is one thing. And the third factor, what to do next, what he can improve on this. And there's no improvement as such being an icebreaker speech. But one thing that is noticed is that he can improve his timing. For example, this speech is designated for 4 to 6 minutes. I think he utilized till 4 minutes, 30 seconds, something like that. He can expand it a bit. How to expand? For example, he started a story and then that story has been ended during his childhood. He would have somehow take that thread throughout the till the college. Did he face any situation or some kind of thread that can link the entire 3 stages of his life? And that's where he finally come to the Toastmasters to improve more. And the best part is the delivery. He used his gestures, he used emotions, he has everything. That is something which is always there for improvement, but it's not required as such for icebreaker speech. And amazing attempt, Atishay, and I'm waiting for your future project as well. Thank you.
And that was the evaluation of Toastmaster Darbar Anvesar on Toastmaster Atishai Jain's My Story with the Podium. Now we move on to the next evaluator, who is Toastmaster Saravanan, who is all fit to be a role player in today's meeting, considering the theme of the day, because he comes from the land that holds some fantastic secrets of water, the land of Sirwani, the land of water mixed with honey. And poor gentleman, he moved from such a beautiful place called Coimbatore into Chennai and live with the perils of water that changes semester to semester in Chennai. However, he works as a delivery manager in Ford company, and that has made him move into Chennai. He feels the pain of moving from sweet water to tank water. His only wish is make Sirwani come to Chennai, if possible. Over to you, Toastmaster Saravanan, for your evaluation on Toastmaster Pavitra's afterlife or life after. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Afterlife, why me? These are the mystic questions that comes in everybody's life. Toastmaster Pavitra has used a storytelling technique. There are several techniques, but she used a storytelling technique which is centered around a plot. It has got a very good beginning. She asked questions like, who are all related to these questions? Who are all face some grief? So these are all very relatable to the plot. And she also came up with the moral value at the end. So this is where like the storytelling technique is. It has a central plot. It has a good opening. It got to connect with the audience, and it has a moral value at the end also to say like grief and gratitude will be there, but you have to go on in your life. The portrayal of Tony and the grief and depression are very realistically told to make us feel all of the emotions which Toastmaster Pavitra has brought in her speech. The second good thing I liked in her speech is the visualization. If you note down, she mentioned about how Tony was engrossed in his alcohol and he was using his alcohol glass, and at the same time, through the alcohol glass, he sees Annie, the nurse, and there is some sort of dramatization also. Through Annie, he sees the brighter side of life. So she was bringing those dramatization also in her speech, which connected with the audience very nicely. So these are all very good points I have noticed. As the speech is more about getting the feedback and applying the second speech, I will dwell more upon the feedback aspects also. There are 3 feedbacks I would like to, I observed and I would like to give to her. The first feedback is the story, although the story is very off for the setting the tempo. It has come from Netflix, Afterlife, and all those stuffs. But I felt there are so many characters in this 5 to 7 minutes of speech. There were Tony, Lisa, Matt, Annie, and apart from that, the dog also. So there are so many characters out there. But some sort of dialogues between those characters would have helped to connect more. See, for example, Matt, friend, speaks with Tony. He says, like, move on in life. if Lisa has been around, she would not have liked you to be in this kind of a situation as such. So those kind of dialogues will connect more with the audience as well. So maybe like, I mean, you can bring up that aspect also in your next speech. The next one I have to say here is the pacing and vocal variety. See, some pause would have helped. See, for example, Tony was devastated in places. One is when his wife died, and another one is when his father died. But those were very, very painfully told. But the thing here is some sort of emotion and vocal variety would have helped, so that, I mean, we will feel that feeling also. So that will help. And then the third point is about the emotions. You are smiling throughout the speech. It is good. Okay. But the thing here is to emphasize some of your points, you could have used some of the emotions also. For example, at the end, you used hand gestures to emphasize be strong. Likewise, I would have seen those. I would have liked those to be upfront also. To summarize, it's a very good speech. But if you could look at these three aspects, it would have been great speech. All the best. Over to the general graduate.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters Ramanan, for your evaluation on Pavitra Sita's speech. Now we move on to the third evaluator, which is Toastmaster Jagan, who is a perfect Indian, does what most of the Indians do, and he is a software professional. And I've been seeing Toastmaster Jagan from the beginning. I'm following up his growth. I really appreciate the growth that has come on top of him. When he joined Medley Toastmaster, he had just started growing his hair after shaving his head. Now today I see a completely transformed person just on the brighter side. Again, for him, the most important secret of water is that the life originated on water, the life built on water. So it deserves more respect than any other thing that life should look for in this entire universe. He respects water more than anything else. I hand over to Toastmaster Jagan for his evaluation.
Thank you, Guru. Toastmaster Raghu delivered his speech level 1 project 3 on effective coaching, which talks about research and presenting. Now, Raghu delivered a speech on mindfulness. It had a very powerful conclusion, although subtle, but yet powerful conclusion. To go into the positives of his speech, I'm looking at two important things: the organization of the speech and the research part of the speech. This is what the manual says. The organization of the speech. To start off the speech with enough science, just as much as it's needed. He mentioned neocortex, he mentioned what the neocortex secretes, and went on, slightly dwelled on to the general parts that people can understand. So enough science at the start of the speech to go into establishing the relationship between thought and health. And I'm not going to repeat his speech, but just to mention that how he traversed through the speech and used his organization part of his speech. And after that, he landed upon as a huge topic of free will. And he used, which is the second positive that I will come back, he used a data statistics to talk about free will. Now, free will is not something easy for us to understand, but he dwelled upon it very subtly, and it was very effectful. Then coming to mindfulness and that conclusion of 2 minutes of 1 to 2 minutes of meditation. Now, this is a very well organized speech. So his objective is matched. First objective done. The second thing is the research part of the speech. When I come to the research part, I look at credible sources and the meaningful research. Now, meaningful research, he gave one number, which is 95%. 95% of all the decisions that we take are programmed. Only 5% we have free will. That's a very important number. To attach such significance to that number and to quote a particular credible resource to that number is a very well handled and researched one. Now, in terms of credible sources, he mentioned 3 people, 2 doctors and 1 Nobel laureate, Daniel Kahneman that he mentioned, Daniel Goleman that he mentioned. So he had credible sources for his research part. And the third positive that I want to mention here, which is not related to the speech, he had a wonderful connection with the audience, and it gives me goosebumps, because on an online platform to have such a connection with the audience is very difficult, and to produce that connection is wonderful. Raghu, kudos to you. Now, coming to the areas of improvement. Now, you can clearly see that he overshot time. Now, he might have overshot in time. So the specific part of the project is that find a narrower enough topic for you to speak in 5 to 7 minutes. The manual specifically says, find a narrow enough topic to speak in 5 to 7 minutes. Was it narrow enough? I don't think that is narrow enough. Talking mindfulness, I'm bringing so many research topics in, was not narrow enough. You could have reduced. Where could you have reduced? You could have said 2 sources. You could have reduced the meditation timing so that you could have brought this thing into time. It was not narrow enough, in my opinion. Now, on top of that, I also see that there were some complicated words that you used at the start of the speech. So to conclude that you had a very well organized, very well researched speech, and the audience's connection is wonderful that you have. If you could have had the narrowness of the research, this would have been a very well written speech. All the very best, Raghu.
Thank you very much. And that was Toastmaster Jagan's evaluation on Toastmaster Raghu's speech about thoughts being used to cure. So, to Toastmaster Jagan and all the evaluators, thank you very much for your in-depth analysis and presentation of your observation in a very, very polite, at the same time pointed way.
Yes, Rahul.
Let us... DTM Sampath, could you please mute yourself when you are talking on the phone? So, let us move on to the next portion of the evaluation session, which is the overall evaluation of today's meeting with my mystic team, and to discover whether it was a mystical experience or mediocre experience in today's meeting. So water is all about, also about quantity. World Health Organization and various other organizations have also measured the right amount of water that is needed for every living being in this world, depending on the area they live, the environment where they live, the country, the city they live, it varies. However, they keep monitoring this appropriate or sufficient quantity of water being supplied to every individual and take action on compensating them if they're not able to do it. Similarly, in Toastmasters, we are also monitoring quantitatively the speeches being delivered by our speeches by monitoring how much time they take. Was it sufficient? Did they deliver within the allowable time limits, or was it, were they overshooting, were they underplaying? To do that, I invite the timer of today, Toastmaster Mohana Sundaram, who had been a very passionate Toastmaster and very sincere Toastmaster, Medley Toastmasters Club, giving speeches, playing all kinds of roles, and also standing in times of emergency. He had become a very good Toastmaster and a very good, a member of Medley. He believes water is the elixir of life. It's a secret behind our whole life. And he feels that he spends more time in consuming water than even talking to anybody else over there. Over to you, Toastmaster Mohan Sundaram, with your report on the timing, the quantitative measurement of today's meeting.
Thank you, General Orator. Toastmaster Atisya Jain, 4 minutes 45 seconds. Toastmaster Pavitra Sridhar, 6 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Raghunath Nair, 7 minutes 43 seconds.
So please also mention how many of them are, how many speakers are qualified as well, because we didn't do it during sessions. So the people will be ready for voting.
2 speakers are qualified, Toastmaster Atisya Jain and Toastmaster Pavitra Sridhar. Under the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Kalyan, 1 minute 5 seconds. Toastmaster Rohit, 1 minute 30 seconds. Toastmaster Sampath, 1 minute 23 seconds. Toastmaster Venkateshan, 1 minute 40 seconds. Guest Lakshmi Ramesh, 2 minutes 10 seconds. Guest Gopinath, 1 minute 35 seconds. Guest Sriram, 1 minute 40 seconds. Toastmaster Zakir Hussain, 1 minute 24 seconds. DTM Sugandhi Perisami, 1 minute 56 seconds. Guest Venkateshan, 1 minute 40 seconds. Under the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Kalyan, Toastmaster Rohit, Toastmaster Sampath, Toastmaster Venkateshan, Guest Lakshmi Ramesh, Guest Gopinath, Guest Sriram, Toastmaster Zakir Hussain, DTM Sugandhi Perisami, and Venkateshan, all are qualified. And Toastmaster Dinesh, 1 minute 20 seconds. Now let's move to evaluation sessions. Toastmaster Easwar, 2 minutes 53 seconds. Toastmaster Saravanan, 3 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Jagan 3 minutes 24 seconds. All the evaluators are qualified. Over to general evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohana Sundaram, for your detailed timer report. We move on to the next evaluation or observation of the day. When water flows across the world in various forms, it also gives us, communicates with us in the form of sound. It could be a water coming out of a pump and a hose. It could be a flood flowing through a river. It could be water getting released in a dam. Sometimes it could be even a very calm and silent lake or a stream running by the side of you. You get various feelings and emotions when you hear those voices. It could be a heavy rain pounding upon you, small drizzle, everything communicates with you. The sound water makes also has meaning in your life. So here is a person who has also observed the sounds our speakers made during today's meeting on their performance. He's called as the R counter of the day. I would like to introduce R counter Toastmaster Sundaresan, who's also another very appropriate person considering the theme of the day, has spent most part of his career in Middle East area where water is gold and water is very secretive for your daily life. After retiring from his services, he never thought of retiring from Toastmasters. He's a very passionate Toastmaster as well as Gavel Club coordinator. And for him, people have to focus and take care of water. Our moral duty, it's our moral duty so that this thing called water is passed on to our next generations as well. Over to you, Toastmaster Sundaresan, for your feedback on the sounds that performers produce today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Guru Prasad, General Evaluator. Let me read the accountant's report from speaker, then I'll go to evaluators. The first speaker, Atisha Jain, 1 hour. I have noted 1 hour, and Toastmaster Raghunath gave the topic of meditation and breathing, so the word change was necessary, and it was a repeat word change. And coming to evaluators, Ishwar and Toastmasters Ishwar and Toastmaster Sharavanan, I haven't noted anything. They have made my life easy. And Toastmaster Jagan, it was excellent, and when narrow enough words were repeated, so narrow enough, it was in the way of evaluation words. And coming to the table topic session, as usual, Toastmaster DTM Sampath has made my life easy. Regarding the 11 table topic master speakers, I will say Toastmaster Kalyan 1 hour, and Toastmaster Rohit none, Toastmaster Sampath, the new Toastmaster, 2 hours and 1 and two guests. Actually, being the guest, Toastmaster, the guest Gopinath, 7 hours and 1 and another guest Venkata Session made 5 hours and 2 being ours is certainly, we are here to reduce it. We can't avoid it, but we learn to reduce it. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sundaresan, for your detailed analysis. The third evaluator or the observer from my tag team is the qualitative analyst of the day, who observes the language that was used and gives her comments or observations. Like water, again, it has some qualities to be maintained. For people who are strong in chemistry, they might remember there is something complex called as pH that is used to measure the quality of water. It should be neither acidic nor alkaline. It should be in 7, a neutral position. Same way, sometimes we also add certain things into water to make it more tasty, more healthy, more useful, like your mineral waters or sweet waters or other stuff. So here is a person who believes in the way the water flows around the world. It goes through rocky mountains, soft sands, and hills everywhere. Like this, he expects people to be flexible, adaptive, and take life for granted, like how water behaves in this earth. I'm very glad to invite Toastmaster Priyadarshini to give her observation on the quality and improvement and her suggestions on this meeting's language. Over to you, Toastmaster Priyadarshini.
Thank you so much, General Evaluated. Here is my report. Atishay Jain, he had very pleasing words like butterflies in stomach, mumbling, star speaker, heart raising, and chuckle. Raghunathan, not so common words were used here. Neocortex, cortisol, predictable future, random routine, analytical mind, and mindfulness. Toastmaster Rohit had emanate. Kalyan had a word called as steffigraph. This is not a grammar word. The outstanding expression which came from TT Master, impressed by the graph, was really captivating. The graph here means relation between the two variables. Venkateshan had words such as discrimination and dermatologists. Sriram had words encapsulate and stimulate. Zakir said cumbersome process. Ishwar had words like seamless speech and concurrent. Sarvanan used engrossed. And word of the day was used by Toastmaster Raghunathan, TT Master Sampath, Sarvanan, and DTM Guru Prasad. And as a grammarian, it's my job to also give a grammar tip. So this is what I have. Um, this is one word where I really get confused. So to make myself more clear, I use this today. What is this word? As you know, it's a homophone. It sounds same, but they have different meanings. Advice and advice. To keep it very simple, the advice here says it's a thing and it is used as a guidance, whereas advice is a verb, it is as an action. It's like offer an opinion to. To put an example, I advise you to get some advice about this matter. I hope you have taken this advice of mine a little seriously. With this report, I hand over back my role to General Evaluator of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Priyadarshini, and all my tag players in particular. We'll come to the final session on the overall or general evaluation of today's meeting. Today's meeting was completely in line with water, I would say. Today's meeting was neither too fanciful nor too dull. It was, in a single phrase, it was simple beauty. A whole prepared speech sessions where I would say like a free-flowing stream, well organized, going through their path, giving us good clarity, making us really enjoy all the speeches. Then came table topics, normally which used to be lightnings and thunders. Today it was like what we call as Kartikai rain, where it used to be very pleasant drizzles where we can walk through and enjoy it. I would say fair and lovely table topic session by Dr. DTM Sampath Savirajan. An interactive table topic session after a long time where the topics were very intuitive and people never tumbled on any topic. They were just forthcoming and delivering their best after listening to the topic. Kudos to you, DTM Sampath Savirajan. And on the evaluation session, it was like an ocean where the speakers were allowed to travel with the guidance of the diving instructors who are the evaluators. Every evaluator was very clear with their pointed evaluation and very good helpful tips. I really thoroughly enjoyed today's meeting. Of course, I have certain observations and comments. Timing was very good. We started on time and we are still now going very good on time. I think we have learned a lot in attending this kind of remote meetings. Today, I didn't see anybody trying to log in, not able to talk, or not able to hear, or waiting for somebody to join. Hello, are you there? Can you hear me? Nothing. There was a topic, the other role player jumped in, he started delivering. Immediately TMOD took over. It was as if attending a real-time Toastmasters meeting in person. It was very good. However, there are a few disturbances here and there in the form of people talking around, some phone calls here and there. I think please learn to mute yourself during your meeting and unmute yourself when you're about to talk. And then one more suggestion here is, please, the guiding role players of the 3 sessions, like TMOD, the table topic master, or GE, to call for the qualified speakers then and there, because at the end, when you get the names of all qualified speakers, we tend to forget the real speeches that we listened from those speakers. Please ask for the qualified speakers so that we make note of the best speaker then and there. We give our votings later. And one kind request is, I think we need to change the tune of timer's alarm that is sounding right now. Many times I found it distracting the performer's delivery. We could not hear even one or two words being delivered by evaluators. I think you can have some mild music like ting tong or something like that. That would be very good than this jarring buzzer. Thank you very much, Timer, for keeping up your monitoring even after delivering your report. This was a simple beauty and a free-flowing water-like meeting. Thanks for this opportunity. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Guru Prasad. Thank you for so much for your elaborated evaluation. By this time, you might have got the voting thing. Please go ahead and then vote for the best speakers and role players. And hope you all enjoyed the session and many takeaways from today's session. Yeah, now the voting has popped up. I'll hand over the stage back to now our presiding officer, DTM Thomas. Sir, you're on mute.
Thank you very much, TMOD. Happy to have been part of a very, very interesting meeting. In the sense, first thing, kudos to all the role players for the utmost efficiency you brought into it. In fact, we've been having some very efficient meetings, including the one I referred to, the last one. We are ahead of time, which shows very much, to borrow the metaphor, elaborate metaphor used by the GE, it's been one pleasantly, freely flowing stream with no blocks on the way, which is a reflection of the respect each of us shows for the time of the audience. I really applaud that selflessness, because today we have something else happening again. Two more points allow me to say. One, I must thank Timer Mohan. As always, Medlians are, fantastic all-rounders. So he jumped into it when you had a breach. Someone wasn't there. And he so efficiently took on that. And then, this is exactly teamwork. Toastmaster Sundareshan put up his hand. He said he will take on that breach. No one even knew. We started on time. I'm so happy and proud of this team. Honestly, I'm saying from the bottom of my heart. That's the only way it works. Congratulations, take a bow. Secondly, what an icebreaker. Medley has been having some wonderful icebreakers, which all goes well for this club and its future. Atishay, I think Atishay in some Indian language means wonder. Unbelievable, am I right? I think Atishay, sorry?
Yeah, that's correct.
Very well chosen name. Congratulations to you and your parents.
Thank you.
Seriously. And now we have, like I had warned you, I will take this forward. Do help me with the results when they come. But without waiting for that, allow me to take things forward. We now move into the business session. I only want to take one opinion, if you'll allow me, because I had spared the time in the earlier part. Can we have a word from guest Venkat Session? Guest Venkat Session?
Hi, this is Venkat Session.
First of all, congratulations for flabbergasting our unflappable Dr. Toastmaster TMOD. He got your age wrong. I feel good. Please.
Okay, thank you.
How did you find this meeting? What's your experience?
Yeah, so I feel it is more interactive and very educative and informative. Though I had a few experience with the Toastmasters when I did my MBA from XLRA. So this, after a long gap, I wanted to start or give my son a start into this. So he is into various other public speaking courses, but I thought maybe I will put him into this mainstream courses like Toastmasters. But for me, it was more informative and more interactive, I would say.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. I'll give the reference to our Gavel Club. Which I will. Do we have a guest? Thank you. Do we have guest Mahim Afia by any chance? Mahim Afia? Because we missed you at the table topics. I wanted to make amends. Fine.
Sir, I'm Zakir here.
No, fine, Zakir. No, 1 second, please. This lady was missed out. Please allow me. Thank you. Results. The results. Half the crowd is not there, Rob.
No, but still,
Okay, for the record, best speaker, can we have a quiz? Best speaker is Adishay Jain. Best evaluator is Jagan. Best tag player is Priya. Best role player is Dr. Sampath. And best TT speaker is Dinesh. It's all in absentia applause.